Okay, students, let's start with the chapter 6. And in this chapter, we will learn about the national income and its measurements. How to measure the national income or how to calculate the national income. While we are reading the national income, there are some types of calculation, and we will learn about that. And there are some fixed term by the system of estimation, and by the terms which are included and by the terms which are excluded. Okay, and here we have to learn the ideas of national income, show the differences between the national income, which is represented by NI, capital NI, and the gross domestic product. Gross, G for gross, D for domestic, and P for product. That means the GDP. Okay, so here we will learn about the differences of national income and GDP. And later we will learn the comparison of national income and the net national product. N for net, N for national, and P for product. NNP, which is net national product. So we will learn to compare the national income and net national product, and the systems of measuring the national income. In which system we can measure the national income. Classify the determinants of GDP in two groups, which are factors and technology. GDP is determined by factors and technology both, and we have to make a classification of these two groups. Okay, and we will learn to prepare the list of the factors outside GDP, the factors which are included in GDP. Describe the system to measure the national income of Bangladesh. And after learning all the systems and the determinants or the factors, we will learn about the measurement system of Bangladesh. How Bangladesh measures the national income. Okay, what are the systems? So let's begin with this topic. First of all, we will get the idea of national income. Okay, GDP, gross domestic product. At a specific time, usually once in a year, the sum total of the market price. The sum total of the market price of the final goods and services produced within the geographical boundary of a country is called the gross domestic product or GDP. Remember, when we are estimating or calculating the GDP, we have to remember 3 points. When? Once in a year. What? The summation or total of the market price of final goods and services, where within the geographical boundary of a country. And when we have calculated these terms for once in a year within the geographical boundary, what? The sum total of the market price of goods and services produced in the country. It is called the gross domestic product. So in words, whenever you are writing about GDP, you will write at a specific time, usually once in a year, the sum total of the market price of the final goods and services produced within the geographical boundary of a country is called the gross domestic product. And after that gross domestic product, national income means the value of goods and services produced by a country during a financial year. And thus it is net result of all the economic activities of any country during a period of 1 year and is valued in terms of money. So national income is the value of the aggregate output of the different sectors during a certain time period. Okay. For example, the country produces 4 kinds of goods. and the items are paddy, shirt, jute and pens. What happens? How will you calculate it? Okay, we have assumed that there are 4 kinds of products which are produced within a year, okay, in a country. And these are 100 quintals of paddy, 1000 shirts, 100 quintals of jute and 1000 pens. So that what will be the total GDP? GDP will be for 100 quintal of paddy, the market price multiply the market price of paddy. 1000 shirts multiply market price of the shirt. 100 quintals of jute. Okay, then it will be multiplied with the market price of the jute, and 1000 pence will be multiplied with the market price of pence. And after getting all the market price of these 4 products according to their quantity, then we have to add all the amount in terms of money or currency. Then we will get the GDP. Okay, thus the GDP of a country is calculated by summing up the result of the multiplication of the amount of all the produced goods within their own prices. First of all, the quantity and the market price will be multiplied, and then we will add up or sum up the amounts together, and we will get the GDP of that country. And for the gross domestic product, gross means that the GDP measures production. Gross means GDP measures the production regardless of various uses to which the product can be put. It doesn't care about the uses of the products. It grossly take the amount of production. And the production can be used for immediate consumption or for investment into fixed asset, or it can be used as inventories, or it will be used for replacing the fixed asset that can be depreciated. Okay, when we are counting the GDP, we are taking the gross production. We are not counting the use of that production. Production can be for any purpose. Okay. And domestic means the measurement of GDP contains only products within its border or geographical boundary of a country. Okay, so I think you have understood the points. GDP is the gross domestic product. We care about the final goods and services for a specific period. Okay, and in terms of money. And whenever we get the total value, we measure the GDP. Now our next topic will be GNI, that means gross national income.